What's up, everybody? It's Strings and Sweaters, and my cat is currently taking our food out of its tray and putting it in its water bowl to make it softer to eat. This is going to be the part 3 of the Stadium Series jerseys. I have ranked them all in a tier list except for the ones we'll do in this video. So go back and check the other part 1 and part 2 out if you haven't seen those yet. All right, let's get into this. All right, so we have went over all the Stadium Series jerseys from 2014 to 2022, and we actually were going to start with 2023, but there is one jersey I forgot at the end of the last video, which was the Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium Series jersey. And this jersey is a very cool jersey. It reminds me more of actually the previous year with the LA Kings. Actually, that might have been the same year. Let me see what year the Kings were. Yeah, so the Kings were actually 2 years ago with their Stadium Series, and this jersey actually 2 years later reminds me more of that than its counterpart with the Nashville jersey. Nashville I put in the F tier. Yeah, that one sucks. But this jersey, it's kind of a jersey that grows on you. I'll say when I first saw it, I don't know if I loved it, and I don't know if I like the nickname Bolts kind of going down diagonally. Diagonal word letter logos have been done by the Penguins, Rangers. It's their home and away jersey. It's been done by a lot of teams. And this one, to be a short nickname, Bolts, I can see how that rubs some people the wrong way. Some people might not like that. But I do like some of the little sneaky things they've done with this jersey. Specifically, what they've done for the Stadium Series is the theme of Stadium Series is to blow everything up, make it giant out of proportion. So not only are the numbers blown up, but they have blown up like the top of the lightning bolt and made it huge, so much that you can only see like the little edge of the very top of the lightning bolt, and that is what you see at the bottom of this jersey. I'm assuming that these aren't just random blue triangular edges, that these are the triangular edges from the Lightning's logo, which is really cool. It's cool to move the crest down, make it giant, put it on the waist, and then use this Bolts font. And I like the number kit for this one quite a bit. I like any number kit that has like kind of pointed edges at the end of the numbers. It's usually what I go with in like NHL 24 when I'm making my own creation hockey team. I'm usually picking those numbers that have like the cool like angular ends on the numbers, and this jersey has that. It also has these bolt edges coming out of the B and the S, and I think this jersey looks good. It's a little bit plain on the shoulders, especially being that the neckline is just all white, and the shoulders are all white. So the only place we get like blue striping is at the very bottom of the sleeves and the very waist of the jersey. Also, it's a little bit strange. The front of the jersey has that blue bolt on it, but the back of the jersey has nothing on the waist, so it's just completely white. Looks pretty bare. This jersey is a cool concept. I think with a little more details, it could have been like almost an S tier jersey, but I really like this jersey. I think it's one of the better Lightning jerseys they have. That might be a controversial opinion, but I'm going to put this in our A tier. All right, moving on to 2023. All right, we got the Canes versus the Capitals in this Stadium Series. This is our most recent Stadium Series other than the games that the games that just happened today and yesterday. If you're watching this at a later date, I'm filming these during the Stadium Series game weekend of the New York Islanders, Devils, Rangers, and Flyers. So we're going to do all those jerseys at the end of this video. really get into the nitty gritty of the kits because it was an exciting 2 games to watch and had some of the best Stadium Series jerseys, I think, that we've seen. So, but let's talk about first this 2023 matchup between the Canes. This was in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Canes, unfortunately, this jersey had been leaked I think a year or 2 years before the game actually happened. I don't know how this concept was floating around. I'm pretty sure if I can remember, the reason that it was a leak was because they had planned to have the Canes in a Stadium Series, so the Canes created this jersey, but then it got canceled maybe because of COVID, and then so this jersey was out there, so people had known about it for a while, so it was a little less exciting when it was revealed. But you have this black Canes jersey with this 2 tones, which is a classic kind of thing that they're doing in the Stadium Series. You see it with the Devils jersey this year and then the Penguins and Flyers jerseys previously. But I don't really love the arm striping on this jersey. I don't like how the striping is just this one big band. It's kind of boring, this just big block of red. And then they have this kind of gray strip of whatever on the middle of the arm, and it has sublimation on it, but it's just too dark to even really see, so it's just kind of lost on the eye. It doesn't really have any kind of effect, and I actually don't love the sublimation detail that's in it. It's supposed to be cloud or hurricane kind of winds, but I think it just kind of looks like cheap material, honestly. So I'm not a huge fan of this jersey. It's cool that we get this kind of 2-tone black and red Canes jersey. It's definitely looking menacing, and they beat the Capitals in this game pretty badly. So, it's definitely probably a lot of Canes fans a favorite for them. But I personally, I'm going to die on this hill. I do not like this jersey at all. So I'm going to put this jersey in our C tier. It's got some positives, but I'm just not a fan of it. So C tier, you go, Hurricanes. All right, now let's go over to the other team that was in this game. We have the Capitals. And this Capitals jersey, I trolled it when it first came out because I said it looks like a USPS car, the mail car that has the giant dark blue stripes on it, and I'm pretty sure the eagle is their logo. Yeah, this is not really for me either. I think both of these jerseys are not for me. I think a lot of people like this one. I don't know if it sold that well though, because I went to the Dick's maybe a year after that game, and there was hundreds of these jerseys just on the racks, just sitting there. I live near DC, so that's why they would be at my local Dick's. But I don't really love that the Weagle, or whatever you want to call it, their shoulder patch logo is blown up and sublimated. Not really a fan. I think it could have actually done better if this jersey had a red base, and then the Weagle was blue and then had red and white highlights in it. But I just think the beak and the stitching that they did for the logo of the head of the eagle kind of got lost because it was all just white stitching, and the details you can't even really see from far away. But there is this cool stitching that they had, but it could have looked better if they chose a different color scheme. I do like that the logo comes out of the chest. It actually reminds me a lot of Venom from Venom from Spider-Man, how Venom has the spider and it's huge on his chest and coming out. I like that aspect of it, but I just don't like the face of the eagle. I think it looks almost pigeon-like. And some people like how it extends onto the arm sleeve. I don't mind it. It's not terrible, but I think the arm sleeve actually, it doesn't have an angle. It's just kind of this rectangle arm sleeve where if you look closely at the eagle's wing, it's curving and it's coming up at an angle. So why don't you angle the arm sleeve too, right? Other than that, the red highlights on this jersey are great. I don't Nothing wrong with that. I just think there's too much white on this jersey, too much white in the logo to actually have it pop as well as it could have. I'm going to put this jersey in our B tier just because I thought it was creative and looks good at certain angles, looks bad on other angles. So it's a solid B tier jersey. All right, so let's move on to this year's Stadium Series jerseys. I'll start off with the Islanders versus the Rangers, which was the game that just ended like 30 minutes ago. This was such a wild game. I need to make a whole video based on that. This game was crazy. I mean, the Rangers, they basically risked it all to make a comeback. They pulled their goalie super early, like with 4 minutes left, and then when they went on a power play, they even pulled their goalie again and had like a 6-4 power play, man-up power play, which is just insane. But they ended up tying it, going to overtime, and then the goal at the end was so controversial. The net gets knocked off by an Islanders player, and they give the Rangers the goal. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, when the net gets knocked off, it's just such a gray area right now in hockey. But let's just talk about the jerseys for this video, and I'll save all the drama for another one. But this Islander Stadium jersey, people were hating on it. I think it looked a little bit better on the ice as a full kit. I actually really liked how they used the Islanders alternate NY hockey stick logo on the helmets. I think that kind of was the thing that this jersey was missing, because I think people didn't like, and I didn't really like the Isles nickname as the crest, just having those letters. It's just kind of, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I think with the helmet having another crest on it kind of like brings it all together. But then again, you have to think, well, now there's like 3 logos on this jersey, because the shoulder patch has their OG logo, the helmet has a different alternate logo, and then they have this new Isles word mark logo. It's just like, that's actually a lot going on. But the thing that really breaks this jersey for me is the template is so boring. We've seen it so many times. It's just, blue, orange in the middle, and then blue again. Nothing really flashy. And honestly, it doesn't really even give me a Stadium Series vibe, which is what we're kind of ranking these jerseys on, is like, are they good Stadium Series jerseys? So this would be a fine alternate jersey for the Islanders. Not a great Stadium Series jersey. It kind of is going to get, I feel like it's just going to get forgotten in history. We're going to put this one in our C tier. All right, moving on to the Rangers. Now, the Rangers jersey, I have some interesting opinions on after this game was played, seeing the full kits. So I was talking to my buddy Zach, who I actually did the jersey trade with in one of my old videos. I'll link that video up here if you want to see my first ever and only jersey trade. But he was making the point that the Rangers pants in their full kit are just the same pants that they wear for their away, and that's lazy. And I agree. The red pants, actually, it's super lazy. It actually detracts from the jersey, and it doesn't really fit in at all. So that wasn't great. But this helmet for the Rangers is probably going to go down as my favorite Stadium Series helmet ever. I love this crest already with the NYR and the huge blocky drop shadow on the letters. And I think this thing looks phenomenal on the side of the helmet. I just kept looking at it. It kept catching my eye while they were playing, and I'm like, wow, that helmet is just so good. I wish the Rangers would just make this maybe their permanent away jersey. This jersey is so freaking good. So other than the pants being kind of a missed opportunity, this jersey is pretty much perfect on every level. You have an amazing crest. This crest is just exactly what Stadium Series jerseys should try to be. It's large, it's bold. The striping is like their home jersey striping, but blown up in a exaggerated way. The numbers on the back are big. I know I've been complaining recently about the numbers on the back kind of being too large, but honestly, going through all these Stadium Series jerseys and putting them in their tiers, that's just the way it goes with Stadium Series numbers. They're huge. They are. I think the captain's patch is great too. I liked how they just went with like the blue, no drop shadow, just blue captains and assistants patch. I think that's or alternate patch. I think that was a great decision. Isn't too much, isn't overloading the jersey. It's just sitting there. And I love that the Rangers have the Ranger shield, the logo on as a shoulder patch. It actually fits really well design-wise with the Islanders jersey, who they played. I think both of them actually contrast each other pretty well. This jersey is just so good, so good. We have to put it in the S tier. Let's go. All right, and moving on, we have the Devils versus the Flyers, and this game happened yesterday, and the Devils kind of just, they got a little bit of an early lead, and they never really took their foot off the brake after that, and this Devils jersey has got me confused. I'm not going to lie. This Devils jersey has got me confused. I think it's a great jersey. I think a lot of Devils fans have wanted this kind of jersey, this like very metal kind of red, burning red, dark black, nothing else, no white at all. The helmets looked great. Just the classic, oversized crest on the helmet on one side, just classic Stadium Series helmet. But this jersey, what's going on outside of off the ice is got me kind of confused. So in my opinion, this jersey's okay. It's okay. It's nothing to write home about. And this jersey has been one of the most controversial jersey drops I've ever seen because you can't find it anywhere online. Adidas has completely blundered the release of all these Stadium Series jerseys, but this one, I never even saw it get released. They were immediately gone. The Fanatics knockoff jerseys are selling for like $300 to $400 on eBay. You can't even get an Adidas stitched one online. It's not even being sold. I wouldn't even want to know what the price for that would be. And it's just like, what's going on here? Like, this is now going to be one of the most overhyped hockey jerseys. The jersey I'm wearing right now being one of them. And I guess we're going to add the Devils jersey to that list of just Grail jerseys that nobody will ever be able to buy unless they want to shell out, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But this jersey, in my opinion, is kind of like forgettable. It's fine. I like it for the Devils. I like that they have a menacing jersey, and I think it's just an easy kind of like idea to go with. It was kind of there this whole time. Like, yeah, of course, just make the logo all black and do a red jersey. That's a Stadium Series jersey for sure. Can't deny that. The full kit looks good. The pants, pretty boring, honestly. They're just black. The socks, also boring. They just match the sleeves on the arms. That's the only thing that I would added is I wouldn't have added another color to this. I get the concept. I just would have maybe added some sort of red stitching, even the smallest little stitch line in that crest just to give it some kind of highlights. I think it just gets a little bit too black and white for me for this jersey. So I'm going to put this jersey in our B tier. That's probably controversial. I think a lot of people would put this in the S tier. And maybe in the future when this jersey's worth like $800, hockey jersey collectors will be like, yeah, this is a Grail jersey, an S tier jersey. But like, this is just Adidas's fault. They made a good jersey, and Adidas turned this into a goated jersey by not selling any at all. So that's how I feel about this. Guys, let me know in the comments so far what you think of my opinions. Where would you put these jerseys in a tier list? How would you rank these jerseys? Which one is your favorite of this year's Stadium Series? I want to know. Please, let's start a conversation in the comment section. And we're going to move on to the final team to talk about the final Stadium Series. Only one more jersey to put into our tier list, and it's going to be the Philadelphia Flyers jersey. So this jersey, when I first saw it, it really caught my eye. It was very different for the Flyers because the Flyers always have this circular striping that's like kind of goes in like this like curved shape around the sleeves. They kept the nameplate tradition where they have like a very off color as their nameplate on the back of their white jerseys. It's usually either like black, I think it is right now. But it's really just like a stark contrast from like the rest of the body, where most hockey jerseys, the nameplate is the same color as the backdrop, the rest of the jersey. So they went with kind of like a traditional look with the logo, although the Flyers never changed their logo ever. So they went with a very traditional look, though, with the logo still having kind of the same color scheme, not changing it at all for this one, which I think works with the rest of the jersey really well. And I do like the prime green additions. Apparently this logo has like a little more like different kind of material to highlight the black outline of the P, which is cool. I really love the numbers. I love the orange numbers that are up on the shoulders of the jersey, and the orange numbers on the back of the jersey. The Flyers helmet, they didn't go with the oversized crest. They just went with the classic Flyers logo on the side. This jersey, though, I feel like it was exciting to see at first because it's like, whoa, the Flyers are doing something really different. And what I'm referring to is the high stripes on the arms right here, and the black stripe actually going into the back of the jersey and connecting and forming with the nameplate on the jersey. That was very unique. Haven't seen any team do something like that, and for the Flyers to do it is very different because the Flyers don't change things at all. So this jersey, at first it looked really cool. On the ice, it was a little bit lackluster. I don't know what you could really change about it to make it better. It's just that other jerseys around it, and in the history of Flyer Stadium Series jerseys, this is kind of like the third best. That's what it is. So I thought the jersey was good. It's just, I think, they were stuck with the white this time, where in years past, we talked about it in the last video, that orange Flyer Stadium Series jerseys when they played the Penguins, that was an S tier jersey. It's just so good. You can't beat it. So they got the short end of the stick having to be white, playing the Devils, which were going to be that dark black and red color scheme. So I can't take too much away from it, but this jersey just it's a little bit too forgettable for me. But I did love it, and I still do love it a little bit. But I'm going to put this in my A tier list. All right. That's going to be all the jerseys. That's going to be our video. Stick around. Please subscribe and like. I'm going to be releasing a video later this week about just the most insane thing that ever could happen to me at Dick's. And it involves buying a hockey jersey. And I'll have a new jersey unboxing to show you guys later this week too. So lots of fun things coming up, so make sure you hit the bell so you have notifications so you know when those videos drop. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Strings and Sweaters. Peace out.